Welcome back, Kickin with Kaz, episode 84. Love a whore, never leave a whore. That's scripture, okay? Love a whore, never leave a whore. Ecclesiastics 8 through 12. 8 through 12. More like 6 through 9 when you see what they can do. That's true. Hey, listen, ladies, my lovely ladies. my lovely ladies. Listen. I hope you're not keeping that alley cat on a leash, Barbara. Okay? I know we had our differences and I know we haven't been the best, but I hope you're letting that kitty loose. I hope you're letting it get on the prowl, because that's what God made it. That's what God put it on this earth here to do. Prowl the streets. Okay? Listen, ladies, let me give you a little piece of advice, okay? Nobody wants a kitty. It sounds like a Tesla starting up in your pussy ass driveway, okay? No pun intended on the pussy part. My apologies. Nobody wants that thing to sound like an electric vehicle starting up in their fucking driveway, okay? I want to hear a diesel F-350 starting up through that chastity belt, just clawing at the wall, saying, "Let me out of here! Let me out of here!" Like a possessed demon in a picture frame. Let me out. Let me out. I want that thing excited to go to work. I want that. I don't know what this bit is. We're going to keep going, though. Nobody wants, listen, okay? Nobody wants, when I'm walking down the block and I see you walking past me, I don't want to hear no little scared kitty, little electric kitty pulling out of the driveway, saving the environment and shit. No, I want some nasty ass fumes floating out between your crotch, okay? I want some smoke coming out between the crotch, and I want that thing gnawing at its cage. I want that thing gnawing at the bars of its cell, saying, "Let me out, let me out." Welcome back to the show, everybody. That was my impression of a perverted Southern radio host who I'm pretty sure just lost his job after that. I mean, I don't think. I mean, listen, I know HR is very, they're movable. They're absolutely movable. They're mendable. They're bendable. They're a lot of things, HR. But one thing they're not is I don't think if you say, are you keeping, I think what really got me was the beginning. Alley cat on a leash. Probably not the best usage of words. But you know what happens? That's kind of just how the cookie fucking crumbles, okay? And oh my God, crumble cookie. I've actually never had crumble cookie. Crazy, I know, kill me. Crazy. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube and you see in this cup, I know it looks, I normally have like a can of something. I have a glass cup today so you could see through it. It looks as though I have some sort of elixir that's gonna like give me cancer, but also maybe superpowers. It's just an energy drink, which also actually might do the same thing coincidentally, but we're not really there scientifically yet. We haven't really done the studies for it, but maybe someday all these everyone thinks these energy drinks are going to kill me. I think they're going to give me superpowers. I really do. What's been going on? The debate was last week. I missed that. Or I didn't miss it. I watched it. I missed it because the episode, like I already recorded the episode and then I released it after whatever. So we're kind of like a week and a half behind. But like, fuck you. How about that? Eat shit and die, you fucking pussy. I'm going to do what the fuck I want. Okay. Anyways, at the debate, what did they talk about? They talked about that they are going to start giving transgender operations to illegal aliens in prisons. Which coincidentally is also the title of my newest screenplay. It's first of all, not funny. Don't know why you're laughing, because it's not a comedy. It's actually a drama. It's very serious play. It's visceral. First of all, it's actually also on top of that, it's a one-man show, and you're like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do a one-man show? The title is so lengthy. The title is a work in progress. I will say we're workshopping it. We will get back to you next week, but for right now, they want to start giving transgender operations to illegal aliens in prison. I just feel like the reason I chose that title was because I feel like it really reflects on the last 22 years of my life really well. And I feel like it really just gives the, how should I put it, the feeling and the utter emotion that I felt through the last 22 years of my life that really represents who I am and who I became as a person is seen through the string of words, phrases, and or sentence that is, they want to start giving transgender operations to illegal aliens in prison. And I know some of you might not connect with that, and some of you might be too simple brained to understand how that sort of connects and how that sort of comes together and how it enmeshes into itself and sort of becomes this one beautiful butterfly. But if you can't understand that, then I guess you're just too slow to listen to this fucking show. So, okay. And it's an experimental piece. It really is. It's an experimental piece. And it's an experimental genre. It's really, I know I said it's a play, but it's sort of more of like a visceral ballet performance. I'm going to be wearing a bright purple unit G-string, actually. I was going to say unitard, but I just feel like having a piece of floss just dangling up and down, just seesawing the inside of my ass crack, once again, really comes together and brings sort of that emotion that I've had in the last 22 years of my life. And I'm dead fucking serious, by the way. I'm so fucking serious. But on an even more serious note, if we actually, like, obviously, that was an insane thing that was said during the debate. And if you want me to actually give you, like, an actual political response, I think it's fucking fantastic. I think it's great. I fully support it. I think if E.T. wants double D's, then goddamn it, that's his given right. I think it is. I think if E.T. wants a transgender operation, who are we to deny him that right? Who am I to deny an eternal being, right? Who am I to deny a being from a different planet silicone into his fucking nipples, okay? We have a whole valley full of that shit. You're telling me we don't have enough for ET? We don't have enough for a few aliens that crash land here and want to maybe reshape their chest? God forbid. God forbid. Okay? Just because they want to have a little bit of work done doesn't mean they're any less them. Doesn't mean they're any less themselves. Okay? And sure, they might have been talking about illegal immigrants and people who are coming to this country illegally, but that's I choose to hear what I choose to selectively understand what I hear through words to make my life better. Okay? So I don't want to hear your fucking, no, that's not what they meant, but that's what it meant to me. And that's what matters in this life, isn't it? Because what it means to you means nothing to me. Do you ever think about that, Bethany, in your fucking Honda Civic, listening to me, judging me? You ever think about that, Bethany? You ever think to yourself, wow, I'm such a judging, ignorant piece of bitch who needs to get her fucking life together and stop judging wonderful people on the internet? Did you ever think about that, Bethany? No, you didn't. And I think that if aliens want transgender operations in prison, then goddamn it, let's give it to them. What's Area 51? All they do is they keep these illegal aliens imprisoned, and they keep them in these jail cells or whatever, and they keep them sort of in the same area. And what did they do to them? They do terrible things to them. And at the very least, they deserve some sort of bliss. And if that bliss is a new ding dong or maybe some double D's or whatever they want, honestly, I don't know the alien anatomy. Maybe they have a dick coming out of their armpit. If they want it, then goddamn it, give it to them. And that's what's important in this life. And speaking of aliens, I know I know you're like, this segue is crazy. It's not even going to make sense. I promise you, full circle always. So just stay with me here. Aliens, speaking of which, the people who are, I don't really know what you call them, but they're the people who are super, like, I shouldn't even say super, like hyper obsessed with de-aging themselves. I'm not really, like, yes, obviously everybody wants to stay young, but I don't know why you want to look 12. I'm not really sure. Maybe that works better on message boards somewhere. It's to, like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you're less likely to get arrested if you're, like, lurking around a playground. That's the only reason you would want to look 15. I'm not saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's suggesting things. I'm just saying it's a little weird to want to look 15. Whatever. Okay? Absolutely. Now, put that to the side. Keep that to the side. Put it in your passenger seat. Forget about it for right now. Listen to me. These people, I don't even think they really look like alien. They do kind of look like it. Okay. I'm going to try and put this as nicely as possible, and there's really no other way to go around it, and I'm going to say it as straightforward as possible and put it in such a beautiful manner, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but the people who are hyper obsessed with de-aging, they all look like a malnourished seal who just was birthed through a larva sac. Do you know what I'm saying? They all look, every single one of them looks like they sleep in a vat of Vaseline and then just open their eyes. Like, they look as though last night they were cocooned and today they were reborn. And it's really, they look slimy. And I don't mean that in a nice way. They look as though, why do they all look like from a larva sac? You know a larva sac, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of, they all look like they sleep in placenta, and I don't want to know where they got it. You know, it's like, it's really difficult for me to get my words out on this. Normally it's not difficult for me to get a word out. It's very difficult for me to describe these people. They look like a baby seal. They really do. There's one guy who's like 30, who gets online and he's like, I'm 35 and he looks 15. I don't believe it. I don't really give a fuck if he has a birth certificate and a passport. He's a lying son of a bitch. And number two, there's another guy who it's him. He's the one who started it. He's like, I think like in his 40s. And then he has a son who's in his 20s. And then his father's in, I don't know, his 60s or 70s, whatever. You do the math. There's like, it's 3 generations of people. So the middle guy, okay, the one that's in the middle, the son of the oldest, the father of the youngest, obviously, he started this anti-aging shit. Now he's taking his son's plasma. Like literal, like plasma, and then injecting it into him. He's taking his son's plasma and then injecting it into himself, and then he's taking his plasma and injecting it into his father. Just go see a movie, guys. Like, this is not, okay? This is not how to socialize, okay? I don't know who taught you how to socialize. Like, listen, taking plasma from your son, maybe go play catch, okay? Maybe go like work on something. Go build a fucking back porch. Go to Home Depot. Do something productive. Don't inject plasma into each other. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. At a certain point, it's still weird, okay? It's still weird. It's not okay. You shouldn't be injecting. And why was the son okay with this? I feel like maybe he isn't. I feel like maybe you're using him against his will, but I'm not gonna put those allegations out there because I don't want to be involved in this court case. I don't know. What else do we got here? You know what I was thinking about actually? And this is terrible. This is like, why? Like, why think about it, you know? But I did. I was in bed last night. I was thinking about it. If I could swallow $1 and shit out 4 quarters, I think the world would be a better place. I couldn't find a reason why not. No, I didn't think about it for a while. But like, think about how great that would be. Okay? Swallow $1 and shit out perfect change. That actually sounds like a Southern saying that I just made up. Like that somebody uses and you're like, I'm not even really sure what that means, but I kind of get it, and like preach. Right? Listen, hey, you can't. What did you think was going to happen, huh? Son, look at me. Son, look at me. Don't put your head down, okay? We saw the beer in Toby's truck, all right? Had to sip my ass, stumbling down the driveway on the Ring camera, you son of a bitch. Oh, but I just had a sip. Yeah, a sip of a 12-pack, you son of a bitch. Saw you walking down the driveway, pulling your knob, yanking at your fucking knob in the drive. Your mother saw you jerking off in the driveway. How does that make you feel? Your mother, you want to watch it together as a family? Huh? 5.5 minutes. 5.5, but you didn't know you were in your fucking driveway? Anyways, listen, what did you think was gonna... Your mother caught you trying to spoon the gnome in the front yard at 3:30 in the morning. You telling me you had a sip, son? A sip of bullshit? I don't want to hear it. Your mother caught you. Your mother caught you shirtless, dry humping the neighbor's flamingo. Now I got to buy the Richards a new fucking flamingo. That's $35, okay?
I got to buy them a new one because they got a Ring camera and they said there was a white substance on it this morning and God knows I know what that is. Now you listen to me, son. You thought you were just going to come home willy-nilly, not have to worry about a thing? What do you think? You could swallow $1 and shit out perfect change? Bam, right there. That's the one. That's the one. That's good. You think you could swallow $1 and shit out? I feel like a preacher. I feel like a preacher would say that, like a cool hip preacher who swears at church, you know? He thinks he's like in with the kids. Listen, what makes you think that you could just sin and get away with it? Huh? What makes you think that you could trick the Lord? He knows you can't swallow $1 and shit out 10 dimes. But the Lord can. You can't swallow. Listen, if you swallow it, that would be a good way to, that would be a hell of a fucking movie. Imagine if you did swallow $1 and shit out perfect change. That'd be fucking nuts. You'd have to believe in God. You know what I'm saying? If you're not religious and you swallow $1 and shit out perfect change, I don't want to hear any more of that fucking scientific bullshit. Don't tell me to get any more shots, okay? If anybody shits out perfect change, somebody swallows $1 and shits out perfect change, don't tell me any of that more scientific willy-nilly bullshit. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want from then on out. Okay? The world's not, as far as I'm concerned, everything that happened previous to that moment just isn't relevant anymore. Is the world round? Does it really matter anymore? I feel like that's like a fever dream that's waiting for me in the future. I'm just going to be like drunk one night, 35 years old, walking home from somewhere, watch a guy swallow $1 and shit out 4 quarters into my hand, and I just wake up and I'm like, what? I feel like that's going to happen one day to me. Which is like, I don't think other people have that thought. But I do, and it's important to me that I have it. Anyways, I would feel comfortable if Nick Saban, legendary college football coach, sat in on my intimate time, just for notes. Do you also feel that way? And do you think a girl would be opposed to it? It's not like and it's not weird. Like, yes, he's watching, but because I want to get better. So, like, okay, is it weird? Don't answer that. Answer it if you want. I don't care. Listen, I live by my own rules and I live by my own life, and I don't give a damn what anybody says. Unless they say like negative things about the show. Then I'll be like, come on, you know? Or if they call me names, or if they like point out whatever, okay? So maybe I don't live by my own. Maybe I don't love other people's opinions, but that's whatever right now. What the fuck, man? I don't even know. I got the logo behind me today. Did you see that? Logo, Kicking It with Kaz, and that's me right there. Well, that's cartoon me, actually. I look confused and surprised at the same time. That's actually a great face, though, if you think about it, for like this kind of podcast. I look confused, surprised. There could be, what am I walking into? This face. It's like confused. Happy birthday. That face would work. That face would also work if somebody just like grabbed my dick at a bar. That'd be the same face. That'd be the same face. Side by side photo of somebody giving me a surprise birthday buddy and somebody giving me a surprise hand job at the local bar. Same face right there. It's the same one. It's the same face. I fear that's the same face. And honestly, I think, just to throw in a third thing, dead relative. Somebody died. That's a third face. They're honestly, you can't even distinguish the three of them apart. Sometimes you just, you have reflexes to go back to those kinds of, faces that you make. Sometimes you're not always making new faces. Your face can only move at so many different angles, right? Your face could only do so many different things. Like wink, smile, tongue punch your girlfriend while you're listening to Chappell Roan in the passenger seat. I don't know. These are just thoughts. These are just thoughts that come into my mind. What else do I want to talk about? I've been watching a lot of cooking videos on TikTok, and I don't even really cook like that. And a lot of people are really good cooks on the internet. But you know what I realized about them is that they're actually the bravest content creators. People who cook, specifically any kind of meat, the fucking patience that you have to have. I mean, if you open the comment section of somebody who's cooking meat, there will never be a consensus of people being like, wow, you did a good job. You're a great cook. I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. Love yourself.
hug your family. The first comment is always like, you stupid, ignorant, ugly piece of fucking garbage. How dare you cook that steak like that? You should kill yourself. And it's like, whoa, let's all take a breath, okay? It's a piece of meat, all right? And then on the flip side, right? On the flip side of that saying arm or argument, if you're like, oh, okay, well, if somebody's saying this, then maybe I should cook it a little less. If you flip it around and you cook it a little less, the top comment will then be, the top comment will be, oh my God, you fucking dumb, stupid, ugly cunt. That thing is still walking. It's still alive. I'm calling PETA. And it's like, can we just like come together? And then what's even worse about cooking, and I empathize with you, with the cooking community about this, and anybody who's a content creator who cooks, because those will be comment number 1 and number 2. Those you could always guarantee on. If somebody's going to either say you didn't cook it enough or you cooked it too much, nobody will ever say that that's a perfect steak. Maybe John from Oklahoma, who's 300 comments down, and he's like, wow, great job, son. That's it. That's all you're getting out of there. But then honestly, dare I say, the comments get even worse as you start to descend even lower, because then you get the what about me epidemic slowly. The what about me epidemic. The what about me epidemic. I've talked about this before. If you didn't listen to that episode, maybe I did talk, maybe I didn't. Sometimes I think I talked about it to myself inside of my head, and I had sort of like a one-on-one conversation that didn't involve any of you, but I'm going to involve you now. The what about me epidemic is the worst part of the fucking internet, and you could see it the most on cooking videos, specifically, obviously, because of dietary restrictions or allergies. Now you're like, Anthony, the what about me epidemic, where are you going with this? Because the 3rd and 4th comments on posts where people are cooking, you will always see a fucking comment. Somebody will cook a steak. Maybe they drizzle, it's like a peanut butter sauce. And then some idiot who doesn't know the difference between a context clue and the rim of his fucking asshole will get in the comment section and be like, hey, so what if I'm allergic to peanut butter? You know what, John? Eat it. I mean, what? Like, really? Like, what? Are you fucking for real? I mean, he's like, can I eat the peanut butter glaze if I'm allergic to peanuts? I don't know, John. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can you? I don't know. Can you eat peanuts? Well, no. Then probably not. Because there's peanuts inside of peanut butter. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? The what about me epidemic is the worst thing that ever happened because of the internet. Then there'll be a 4th comment where somebody's like, they'll watch an entire video of a steak and go, well, what do I do if I'm vegetarian? Scroll, Jennifer. Scroll. Okay? Scroll. That's what you do. Why did you watch this man baste a steak for 3 minutes and 45 seconds? Okay? Why? What if I'm vegetarian? I don't know, Jennifer. I think you need to see someone. I'm not even sure for what, but I think you need help, okay? I genuinely think you need help. Once again, I'm not entirely sure what for, but it must be for something, because that's an insane statement to make. The people like that who constantly just want to, like, why do you have to be, you don't have to be involved. Everything is not about you. What if I'm allergic to blueberries? Can I eat this blueberry pancake? You know what? Yeah. Okay. That's what I want to start saying to these people, but then I'm liable and like I'm a bad person, right? Because this person doesn't know the back of their shoe from a fucking cow on the side of the road. I apologize. No. I apologize sincerely. What if I'm lactose intolerant? Can I make a grilled cheese? That's what I want to do to these people. If somebody actually said that to me in real life, actual reaction would be jaw shot. Okay? Then followed by an uppercut. Then like maybe like a wet willy. You know? Just like I call it the 1, 2, 3. Just like an uppercut, side hook, wet willy while they're on the ground unconscious.
Wet willy while they're on the ground unconscious. Not actually, of course. That's disgusting. I would never stick my finger in somebody else's ear. That's fucking gross. But I'd beat the shit out of them for sure. That was real. That was so real. Let's see here. I think we should get into questions. I think we should. We have questions this week, which is beautiful and it's wonderful and it's amazing. I love questions. Questions are my favorite. Questions, honestly, low key, are my favorite thing about the show. And I don't know why I forget to do them some weeks. I think we're going to try and start doing them every week, or at least some type of, maybe not necessarily, like it doesn't have to be questions with cause. Maybe we'll do a different segment someday. I don't know. It just depends how I'm feeling. But yes, talk to me, love me, heal me spiritually. Heal me spiritually. We're going to do questions with cause because that's beautiful and wonderful and everything's amazing. Okay. Let's do questions with cause. You guys, if you want to send in questions for next time and you want to be involved in the show, congratulations. That's beautiful. Follow the Instagram. That's the only way. That's the only way that you could be involved in this is if you follow the Instagram and yeah, and then you'll see it on the Instagram story and you'll be like, oh, questions with cause. You gotta be ready. Okay. I normally post it sometime during the week and then you could click it and it's a Google form and you fill it out. It's really not that hard. A fucking rat could do it. Let's see. What are your plans for Halloween? Costumes, decorations, plans, special episodes, etc. I was thinking, that's actually a great question, of killing someone, cutting them open, and podcasting inside of their corpse. Or second option was just like decorate the wall behind me and maybe put on a costume. So they're both kind of up in the air. I'm leaning more towards idea number 2, obviously, just logistics wise. But yeah, I'll get back to you on which one. I'm feeling. Someone just wanted to let me know that they like Dunkin', and I think that's beautiful. Once again, I think it tastes like river water. Okay. Actually, I think it tastes like a sewage pipe. No, let's go a step further. I think it tastes like sewage water that's been strained, not even through a Brita, but through a coffee filter. So there's still remnants of shit. And then they just drizzle in some coffee beans that honestly, low key, probably still has some shit residue on them. And then they just grind the beans together and then they hand you your coffee and they put 8 ounces of liquid creamer in there. And then they say, have a nice day. And if you like that and that's your life, then I say you live it, babe. And I think that's beautiful. Have you ever done any petty crime and what was it allegedly? I've never even like stole something from a store because I had debilitating anxiety since I came out of the womb. And I genuinely always, still to this day, think that somebody's watching me 24/7. And that honestly stopped me from when I was really young, like even just like stealing an eraser from a Walgreens or something like that. I wouldn't even pocket a fucking eraser because I thought they were going to send me to Azkaban. Okay. Shout out Harry Potter. I fully thought honestly, you know what's funny too is when I was really young, I feel like my parents, they were always like, isn't he such, I would remember hearing people compliment my parents and be like, he's so good. Like he doesn't say anything. He just stands right next to you. He doesn't yell. He doesn't scream. And my mom was just like, obviously she just thought she had a fucking kid who was like great. Right? Little did they know I didn't say anything because I was fucking losing my shit. Like 24, like I was just trying to keep it together. But obviously nobody knew that because I didn't talk and I didn't say anything. So nobody actually knew. It was just, dude, oh my God. I've never committed any sort of petty crime because I was just like constantly, there's just like this inner voice inside of my head that thought I was going to get thrown into Azkaban in this wizard prison. Okay. Because keep in mind, I was also 7. So like that was a very real place to me. It wasn't fictional. Okay. No matter how many times my dad told me at 3:00 in the morning saying it's not fictional, you need to go to bed. No, it's very real. The Dementors are in my room and you need to get them the fuck out. Okay. I need my fucking Patronus spell. I believe that's what it is to get rid of this thing. Okay. And it was very real. Yeah. I never stole anything. I thought if I pocketed something in like when I was, and this was extremely young, when I was about 7 years old, let's say 8 even. When I was like 8 years old, I thought if I were to say pocket a pencil from a convenience store, the moment I walked outside, I thought I'd be shot. Like, and that was the level of anxiety coursing through my 8-year-old veins.
and it's still coursing through today, but at least I understand what it is. When I was 8 years old, I just thought it just felt very real. And I thought it was very real. I was like my friend would be like, dude, just take that eraser. I'd be like, what, are you fucking crazy? You're going to kill me. You out of your fucking mind? Don't you know every Walgreens has snipers on the roof? I fully expected if I ever stole something, and not even that, I had so much anxiety at such a young age to an extent where if I walked out of a store and maybe the cashier, you know, the person at the counter forgot to take off the security thing so that nobody steals, the moment that alarm would go off, I would like literally dripping in sweat and I would start shaking because I genuinely thought me and my mother were going to prison. Like there was never a moment when I was younger where I was just relaxed. I don't think it was possible because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on and it was all very real. How do you feel about hot yoga and or partner yoga where they're basically having sex while dripping sweat in a room full of people? I've hot partner yoga? Let me see some of these moves. Hot partner yoga. Okay, so somehow this opened Pornhub. I don't know how the fuck this got to Pornhub. Now I'm actually realizing how. Okay, okay. Let's get this. Okay, let's just do like hot room partner. Yeah, that might be better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so totally see what you're saying right now. I feel, okay, yeah, I mean, if you're not in a relationship, this is insane. This is like for sure insane. This girl's sitting on this guy's face. I'm not even sure if that's a yoga pose. I think that's just a different website. But this, I would share this to the screen, but I think that will get me banned off all platforms. I don't know why you made me do this. Okay, then there's like another stretch. You're like pulling each other together, looking through each other's legs, asshole to asshole. I don't really, listen, I'm going to assume you're asking this because maybe like somebody that you're with in a relationship is doing that with somebody else. I think if they're doing that with somebody else, you need to let them know that that's not okay. I think you need to let them know that that's not okay. Okay? This one's crazy. I mean, I'm looking at this one right here. This is like edging scissoring, and I'm not even sure that was possible until I watched this. Okay, this stretch, edging the scissor, I think is what that one's called. And I'm not going to explain it, but you know exactly what I'm saying. This guy's sniffing his wife's tits. I'm not even sure if this is yoga anymore. I think I just ventured a little bit too far. This guy is just face first in a plank position with his fucking nose deep into his wife's breast. And he might not even know this lady. I'm just assuming things, I guess. I'm just assuming things that I shouldn't be assuming things. Yeah, if your partner is doing partner yoga and it's not with you. Also, like, I would never want to do this in a room full of people. I don't know. Is there like other kinds of partner yoga? Maybe I just need to look up partner yoga, like in general. Yeah, they're all like a little, some of them are okay. A lot of them are not, though. A lot of them are not. Anyways, yeah. If you're with somebody and they're doing partner yoga poses with somebody that's not you, I would say A, leave them, B, leave them, C, leave them, and like bring it up to them and like tell them that they're not, you know. Anywho, somebody said, so I fucked a guy at 10 p.m. in his car at a park. I literally don't even know his name. How should I ask his name, but like discreetly? How the fuck did you get in his car at 10 p.m. without knowing his name? That's not okay. That's not okay. Like, listen, I have so many. You need to like check your, this could have gone in a very different direction. Okay. This could have gone in a guy you don't know, you got in his car at 10 p.m. at night. Luckily, things worked out, I see. How should you ask his name? Don't ask his name. Get down on your knees and ask God why you weren't kidnapped, okay? That's what you should be. Start praying again if you don't. Get down on your knees, pray to, I don't care what God it is, okay? I pick one. Pick your favorite, okay? Pick your favorite, okay? That's what I should go to, like a religious grammar school and just show them like every God that ever existed. I was like, pick your favorite. That's yours now. They would curse me out of the church for sure. Not that I care.
I walk into this elementary school. Okay, guys, I know you've been learning about this one, this big one that actually doesn't even have a face, but may I introduce you to Zeus, who actually has this giant lightning bolt? I'm like, do you want? I substitute at this religious grammar school. I substituted this religious grammar school and I just ruined them after one day. It's like this 3rd grade class. And I'm like, okay, you could pray to the God that doesn't have a face and is like all loving and blah, 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 blah. Or Poseidon has a spear. I don't know. And he has washboard abs. Have we considered this? Have we considered that he has washboard abs? I don't know. Have we considered that? Have we considered that maybe he's the better candidate here? I don't know. Yeah, so listen, how do you ask his name discreetly? I think what you need to do, I think you need to pull like some like, hey, I think you need to lie and say that you were like heavily addicted to pills and they've been ruining your memory. And it's sort of like this whole thing. It's sort of like, once again, I'm not encouraging this. I don't think you should do it. I think you should just come out, be honest, be like, listen, I kind of just wanted to have sex at your car at 10 p.m. and I don't remember your name. Can I please have your name? Because I actually had a good time and I like you and I would like this to go a little bit further. That's what I think you should say. But if you want to be a piece of shit, then here's your piece of shit advice. I think you should say that you got heavily addicted to Percocets. Whatever. You should say you got heavily addicted to Percocets, Xanax, and mixing it with alcohol, and it made your memory fuzzy, and you can't remember their name for the life of them. But you see a light of sobriety in their heart, and you're hoping that they're going to be the one that changes you. But little do they know you've never had any problems with drugs, and you're actually just doing absolutely fine, and they think that they're going to be the savior in your life. And then maybe you sort of come together and you birth this beautiful family where like they think they helped you out of addiction, but they didn't. And you sort of build this entire relationship on a lie. And I know some people are like, you shouldn't build a relationship on a lie. 50% of marriages are built on a lie. That's why they end in divorce, obviously. So, you know, what's a little white lie? You'll have at least 20 years together until the kids move out. Then you could get divorced. So there'll be good, okay times that are built off of a lie. And maybe one day, 8 years down the road, you look at them and you go, listen, I was never addicted to pills. I just forgot your name. And they look at you and they go, LOL. And then you live happily ever after, or you tell them that and they leave you. And there's really no way in telling which way it's going to go, but I think you need to take the chance regardless. Hey, Kaz, do you believe in a 5-year plan? Best I can do is a year and a half. I believe in making it through the day and hoping that tomorrow is going to be better. That sounded funnier in my head, but it was actually sort of dark when I let it out, and we're just going to let that hang, and we're going to let that linger. Shout out the Cranberries. Anywho, guys, I think we're going to end the episode here. I tried to record. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually tried to record. This is like the second time trying to record this episode because, of course, the first time I tried to record, insane, eye-splitting fucking migraine down the entire left side of my fucking face. Then today I woke up. I'm not going to lie. My throat is starting to kill me. Not good. Not good. We're going to end it here. I apologize if today's episode's a little shorter. It's because I'm not going to lie. I've had the sniffles all day. I've been powering through. Okay. I had this thing in the back of my throat that I've been powering through. And I've just been, yesterday I had the fucking migraine. So sometimes it kind of just is what it is. Thank you for listening. Rate, review, all that good stuff. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. Love you guys. Thank you for listening. We're going to end every episode like we always do with 2 claps and a Ric Flair. So can I get 2 claps and a Ric Flair? Woo! See you next week.